My name is Cindy Moss, and I will be your professor for your BBA 435 personal finance class that you are taking through Reinhardt University. This class will be using the platform of McGraw-Hill Connect and also through EagleWeb. So please take a few minutes and watch the remainder of this video so that you can understand how this class will work. My name is Cindy Moss, and I am a full-time faculty member with the McCamey School of Business at Reinhardt. You will find on this slide my contact information, which includes my email address, which is cam@reinhardt.edu. I have also included my cell phone number, which is 770-894-9236. If you have an emergency, feel free to reach out and contact me. I am generally in the classroom from 8 a.m. to around 1 o'clock p.m. So if you leave me a message either through email or a voicemail, I will contact you as soon as I possibly can. I do try to respond to all my emails within 4 to 6 hours, if at all possible. I am available to Skype with you for face-to-face meetings if you would like to. Generally, I'm available during the either early evening hours, 4 to 6, or 8 to 9, most nights except Wednesday nights when I'm generally at church and choir practice. You can text me and let me know that you would like to meet video with me, and we can set up a time so that we can meet face to face. You will need to use Skype for business, and you will use your Reinhardt email address. So that is an option if you feel comfortable talking with me, that we can meet. Later on in the course, I will try to set up a Skype meeting for anyone who would like to meet with me to discuss the final project. I am sure that most of you have taken an online class through VCamp previously, but just to be sure that you are prepared, be prepared to spend a minimum of 4 to 5 hours a week on this class content. You have chapters to read. There's videos that I have created that give you an overview for each chapter. By taking the time to read these chapters and watch the videos, you're going to be more prepared to complete assignments that are needed for each unit. This class is an 8-week class, and it will begin on Monday, March the 11th, and run through May the 4th, 2019. It is an online class through McGraw-Hill Connect and EagleWeb. In EagleWeb, you're going to find your syllabus and your schedule. I highly recommend that you print off a copy of the schedule. If you take your laptop to do work at your work, make sure you have a copy of the schedule, because on the schedule it shows you what is due and when everything is due, and it just makes it a little easier than having to keep going back and forth to EagleWeb to see what's due on that week. So just a quick overview of some of the things that you're going to be doing in this class. As with the other BBA classes that you have taken, you do have a discussion board each week. The original discussion board is going to be due by Thursday at 11:55 p.m. and it is posted in EagleWeb under the collaboration tab. And then the week it'll pop up and you will have a discussion board question. Your discussion board question must be a minimum of 200 words, and that does not include the discussion board question if you post it with your post. I've had people that copy the question and then assume that that's going to count as words. That does not. You must include a minimum of 1 citation in your post to support the post, and you must reference your citation at the end of your post in APA format. The discussion board questions are posted for the whole 8 weeks under handouts entitled Weekly Discussion Board Questions. Also, the question again is addressed under the Forum tab under Collaborations. Okay, every week you will have a discussion board. Your discussion board is to be, your original discussion board is to be submitted on Thursdays by 9 o'clock in EagleWeb. And then you must respond to 3 classmates by the following Sunday at 11:55. And this just kind of shows you where you find discussion board. It is under the collaboration tab. Right here's your discussion board. When you click on discussion board, then the one that is active will click here. And so you click here and it brings up what your discussion board is. Now make sure that you review the requirements for the discussion board. It must be 150 words. It must contain some type of a citation. If you fail to put a citation in it, you automatically lose 10 points. If you fail to have 150 words, you will lose 10 points. You lose 10 points for each person that you do not respond to, and also your responses must be between 100 and 125 words. Okay, so let's talk about what you have to do on Sunday. We know that you have your original discussion board question that is due on Thursday evenings. On Sunday evenings, then you are to reply to 3 of your classmates, and must be something more than "I agree with what you've said." Each of your replies must be a minimum of 125 words, and they're worth 10 points for each reply. You also, in Microsoft or in McGraw-Hill, you have Connect, and you're going to be doing LearnSmart. And your LearnSmart, it comes from each chapter, and they include questions from the chapter, and from there, they come from the chapter and then the PowerPoints that I have posted. You can get some information from those. Those are worth 100 points each. You also have a quiz, and each chapter will have a quiz with 10 multiple choice true false questions. They're worth 5 points each. These are going to be added together with your financial application problems for 1 grade in EagleWeb. Your financial application problems for each unit, you're going to have 5, and they're worth 10 points each. And finally, after week 1, I didn't put this in week 1 to give you a chance to kind of get your feet wet. You will have a case study, and your case study will be from one of the 2 chapters that you're doing that week, and it generally has 2 questions, but each question must be a minimum of 150 words using proper grammar and punctuation. If there are 2 questions, then they'll be worth 50 points, or if there's just one, it'll be worth a total of 100 points. On this slide, I'm going to go over with you how the LearnSmart works, so that you, if you've not used LearnSmart, that you'll have a general idea of how to use it. When you log in to to BUS 305 with the link I gave you, you signed in and now you've joined the class. This is what your screen will look like. Over on the left, it gives you some information about me, my office hours, how to get in touch with me, and you can actually send me a message from there. Over here, the course materials, you can rent the book if you would like to, or you can actually purchase a loose leaf copy of the text. You have an ebook, and along with the ebook is where you're going to do your LearnSmart. So you're not required to buy the book. If you would like to, it is a great book to be able to have, to be able to keep. Once you get into the class, you may want to buy one so that you can refer back to it when you graduate and you actually will start putting this to use. This is showing you the book. This is what your ebook will look like. Also, here is the mobile app that you can download for your smartphones, and then from there you would be able to read your assignments and do your LearnSmarts while you're traveling or anything like that. Over here is your assignment list, and under exams it shows 2 items, so that means there's a midterm and a final exam there. Your assignments are broken down into week. Each week you have 2 chapters that you have to do, and so you notice there are 8 items. So if I click on week 1, it shows that the first chapter, and this date is not correct. I went in there and adjusted it so I could hopefully be able to show you how that works. But and I don't think it's going to pop up till 7:20. But in chapter 1, you have a Learn Smart, and it takes about 20 minutes to complete that. You also have a quiz, and each quiz has 10 questions. And then you also have financial problems. You have 5 financial problems, and what that is showing you how to apply what you've learned within that chapter. The quiz and the financial problems are added together. Your quiz is worth 50 points, and your financial problems are worth 50 points. And so you will only have one grade that is shown in EagleWeb, and it will show quiz/financial application problems. Also in your assignments, there is a lecture. It is a chapter 1 PowerPoint lecture. I know that most college students do not sit and read the book, so I've actually lectured. This is the exact lecture that I will give to my online or my on-campus students. It has videos in there that I've embedded that we talk about. I use a lot of Larry Burkett and Clark Howard videos, and so they're all there for you to look at if you would like. And so then you have chapter 1, and then you have chapter 2, the same thing. You have the Learn Smart, you have the quiz, and you have the financial application. Over here, once you have completed it, it will show you that it is complete. It's still not going to let me log into it. It's still showing locked. Let's see. See, it's not started. Let's see if it'll let me take it. If not, I'll go into my end of it and try to do it for you. It may not let me do it here, even though at the time, but it'll show you have how many points it's worth, that I haven't started it, and when I do finish it, it will show completed. You always want to make sure that in your end that it shows completed so that you know that you have finished it. So what I'll do now is I'll close out this and I'll open up another one, and that way I'll show you how to do LearnSmart, a couple of the LearnSmarts on my end, since it won't let us go into it from this end. So I've gone into McGraw-Hill Connect and I have launched LearnSmart under Chapter 1. So I want to tell you a couple of things on how you're going to do this. Again, once you're in here, you have a question. This one is a fill in the blank, and it tells us to click the answer that we think is right. So the question is, another name used for calculating present value is. Compounding is the other term for future value. So when I look at these 4, I think, okay, which of these 4 is it? I'm going to select discounting. Now, once I've selected it, it turns it gray, puts a check mark by it, and it says, do you know the answer? If I am 90% sure, I can say, yes, I know. I think I might know it. I'm unsure, no idea. I can also click on read about it. If I do that, it's actually going to take me to the page in the book, highlight it, where this term is going to be shown. It won't give you another name, but it will talk about which one of these are. So we've decided that we're going to say discounting, and I think that that might be the correct answer. So I click on I know it, and it comes up and tells me that it is correct. So I tell it okay. Now you can also challenge, but they're right, so don't waste your time challenging. So I tell it okay. Now, if you look down here, you will notice now that I have 25 items. Once I have answered all 26 of these correctly, then it will be 0, and it will put in the grade book that I have completed. It is for 100%. Now, the next one is interest rates are affected by the following. Notice here it says check all that apply. So when I look at these, I say, okay, demand for goods and services. I think that will affect interest rates. Time value of money does not affect it, but the supply of goods does. So I'm going to select that one also. Now, if this said the cost of real estate by itself, I could use that one, but it has a clue here. It says only, so I don't think that is correct. Do I know the answer? I think I do, so I say think so, and it is correct. I tell it, okay, now I'm down to 24 items. All right, so now we're going to look at this one, and I'm going to intentionally miss this one so that you can see what happens. Samantha wants to buy a new watch that costs $100. She decides to wait a year. All other factors being equal, if inflation is 4%, the watch will cost next year. And I really have no idea how to do that. So I'm going to read about it. And I'm going to come up here and it's going to go to the book and it'll bring it up. I hope it's going to bring it back up. It's just taking it a while. Must be a lot of people on the internet tonight. All right. And it says inflation is a rise in the general level of prices. So it says the time of the buying power. For example, if it's 5%, last year it was 100, it's going to be 105. So I know that was 4%, it was 100. So I kind of know what it is. So I go back and I'm going to type in here $104. And I'm going to say, I think I know it. And it says 104. It is correct. And I tell it, okay. All right, so that's kind of how you do. It says I'm going to do one more for you. Your life situation, personal values, and economic factors influence what? I'm just going to miss this one correct. I mean, I write out so that you'll see. I'm going to say it influences my financial problems. And I'm just 100% sure that's correct. Uh-oh. It says, sorry, your answers, but it also tells me what the correct financial plan is the correct answer. So I know that my financial problems was wrong. Now, I want you to notice one more thing before I quit. Right now I have 23. When I tell this okay, I still have 23 because I missed that one. So it's going to come back. I'm going to see that one again. Again, it's set for 20 minutes. That means, so in 20 minutes, if you know these answers, you should be able to finish them in 23 minutes, 20 minutes. You can complete them faster. So if you get through in 15 minutes, that's fine. You can go a little bit over, but that's how it gauges what questions to ask. So I hope this has helped you a little bit to know a little bit about how to do this. You're going to have 5 financial application problems that go along with the chapters that we are studying from each chapter, and they're going to be added with your quiz grade for the chapter. So you get 50 points for the quiz and 50 points for the financial application. My on-campus class is struggling with these because they can't they don't like to go back to the ebook and look and try to figure out how they work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and post each week some sample questions to help you look at how you solve the questions. There probably will not be the questions that you're going to be asked because the questions are randomized, meaning that McGraw-Hill pulls out questions. They may have 10, and out of for one question, 10 different solutions. So it just depends on which one you get. But you could use the formulas and things that I have given you to help you with those. So I hope that'll help you when you start to do your financial application problems. You will also have a final presentation, And I will go into this more after we get our feet wet in the class. Again, I'll send you a PowerPoint on that, and I also will send you directions on how to do it. Make sure that you know the due date. Know that it is to be a recorded presentation. You can use PowerPoint, use the recording. Some of my classes do it in YouTube. Just as long as I can open it in my computer, then I don't care how you do it. But it is to be a recorded presentation, and it is how it pertains to you. And again, in Eagle Web, you're going to find directions, and you're going to find the questions that you will answer about the each chapter. It is to be a minimum of 14 slides. That includes an introductory slide, a summary slide, and also your APA reference slide. Again, it has to be some type of a voiceover program, and we don't use bullets. You'll use SmartArt for that. Finally, the most important information I can give you about this class is to stay ahead. Don't wait till Thursday night at 11 o'clock to start thinking about your discussion board, or Sunday night at 11 o'clock to start working on your other work that's due on Sunday night. This is an online class. It is an 8-week class, so that means you're taking a full semester of work and that you are doing it in 8 weeks. So that means there is a lot of work to do, but again, it's just an 8-week class. Plan ahead. If you know that you are going to be going out of town for a weekend, or that you've got something that that you're going to be really busy at work for a week, that particular week, work ahead. You can go in, you can watch the pre-recorded videos, you can read, you can do a lot of the work ahead of time and get that done. Be on time. I do not accept late work. So if you miss a deadline, unless it is an extreme emergency that's documented, then I will not open up the work for you to go back and post it. You will receive a 0. Also, be professional in all of your posts. Make sure that you are not offending anyone with any of your posts, that you're using, again, acceptable tone and words in anything that you post online. Again, if you have any questions, make sure you contact me immediately, and I hope you enjoy the class. This is one of my favorite classes because I feel like that this is something that if you're just in college as a sophomore, or if you're 30 years old and you're trying to finish up your degree, this is a class that is going to be beneficial no matter what. This is information that you can take with you the rest of your life. I love teaching this class. So let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.